going to take a look at a comparison between a standard backhand drive and a tight backhand drive. I've got Sarah Fitzgerald here, and she's approaching both shots now. I'll stop it just as she starts to drive her body forward, which is here. Okay, now what you notice is, for a start, is the stance is slightly opened here, whereas this stance comes much more toward the side wall. It's a little bit difficult with that picture and they're slightly different angles, but this one is more of an open stance versus this one, which is heading towards being along the line of that floor, the markings on the court itself. So you'll see that the tight drive, you step more so towards the side wall to be able to play the shot. You notice the body preparation and everything is very similar, and you do get your body very much around for the tight drive. In other words, it's very much a cutting around the back of the ball. So you'll see that she's turning through the shot now, and you'll notice that the racket face is very much open. So it opens up to the roof, so if we put a line through here, you notice this is very much open through here. So what she's effectively doing is cutting her wrist back in the tight drive. So from here, she's cutting her wrist back this way to really get the angle of the racket to be able to cut around back underneath the ball. As we continue on, you'll see that at point of impact, you'll notice that she's really side on now. She's actually brought her back leg around a little bit further. So she's actually brought this back leg in from here into here, so she can stay very side on towards the ball. So she really wants to be side on towards the side wall so she can cut around underneath the back of the ball. Now there's a lot more wrist move this way for the drive down the wall versus wrist move slightly this way and cutting underneath the back of the ball with the tight drive. So as we go a bit further, you'll see that she'll keep her wrist very much in the same position for the tight drive, so the racket is very much open to the roof, and once again straight through to there, the racket still remains open, and you'll notice the finish ups are a little bit different as well. So you'll see that the follow throughs up here versus the follow through away from the body. So this distance from here to here, where she's gone more around her body versus keeping the racket virtually near the front wall or toward the front wall. Now the reason for that is, instead of coming around here and swinging around and then finishing up over in this direction, she's cut to the side wall and done a lot of work back around here and pushed this way to drive. So when she's driven around the back of the ball, and then she's finished her swing up here, so it's all finished, it's all late swing, so the actual ball is struck relatively late. The other thing you'll see is, you'll notice that she really has let's say leant forward and driven into the ball with this one, whereas here she's actually cut around under the back of the ball. And the most important thing has been the direction of the racket towards the side wall rather than the body driving forward through the ball. So it's the drive of the racket toward the side wall and cutting your wrist back which has allowed her to get underneath the back of the ball to get the outcome that she's after. And there's the coming out of the shot as it's all finished. So I've stopped just on point of impact here, and you can see the amount of work through her body to be able to keep the wrist at the right angle. So all this through here, and this is where the most of the control is happening right now. It's that racket face which is very open, and you'll see how she's actually in this one driving her wrist forward versus trying to maintain control over her wrist and control through here and keep that right back to be able to get under the ball. So there's a big difference in the actual where you actually concentrate and where you use your energy and where you use your strength. So it's the strength in the point of impact and the hit to be able to cut and control underneath the back of the ball versus the driving forward of your body and really placing all your momentum and drive and muscle strength straight through into the ball toward the front wall. So you concentrate your direction of hit toward the side wall and cutting underneath the back of the ball with your wrist back and nice controlled racket, and everything else is really good. So that's the differences between a standard drive and your tight drive. Hope this helps.